Hi, today I'm going to show you how to set up automatic company-wide email signatures with CodeTwo. Before you start, make sure your Microsoft 365 tenant is registered to CodeTwo. If it's not, follow our step-by-step video guide linked here and in the video description. Okay, let's go ahead and create a new signature. CodeTwo signatures and automatic replies are managed in the Signatures app. If you're currently in CodeTwo admin panel, just click Signatures in the menu to open the app. You can also type app.code2.com in your web browser. If you're a Microsoft 365 global admin in your organization, you can jump right in. Otherwise, you might need to sign in with a Microsoft 365 account that has permissions to manage signatures. More on that in a moment. Okay, you're now signed in. Email signatures, or to be more precise, email signature rules, are managed here on the Signatures page. You can manage them yourself, or you can use the Access Rights page to delegate this task to other people like the marketing team. By default, all global admins are listed here and they can't be removed to avoid situations where no one in your organization can access and manage signatures. You can add new users or groups in your organization to this list, but for now, let's say you as a global admin will set up the signature rules so you don't need to change anything here and you can go back to the signatures page. Let's create a new rule that adds automatic signatures to selected users in your organization. Click this button to start. You get a few rule types here to choose from. If you set up CodeTwo to work in the cloud or combo signature mode during tenant registration, then the cloud aka server-side rule is the best way to go. It adds signatures after emails are sent and works with all email apps and devices. I'll explain the Outlook rule later on. So click the cloud rule to start. Our wizard will guide you all the way through. First, type a name for your rule and add a description if you want. When you're done, click Next. Now you need to decide which users in your organization will trigger this rule and get a signature. You can select all users or specific users in your company, pick groups, use the Azure AD filter, or type specific email addresses. For example, if you use email aliases. The easiest way is to use Microsoft 365 groups or distribution lists. This helps you quickly set up signatures for teams like sales, customer support, or C-level executives. And these groups will be dynamic. If an admin adds or removes users from these groups in Microsoft 365, these users will automatically get or stop getting signatures. On the other hand, the Azure AD filter option allows you to configure very precise conditions. Let's say you want to create an email signature for the C-level stuff, but you do not have a specific Microsoft 365 group for them. For this, you can choose title in the first field, leave the operator as contains, and add values such as chief, director, president, and so on. Set the filter to work if at least one of these conditions is met, and save it. You can also exclude some users from getting this signature in exactly the same way using the lower list here. Let's move on to the next step. If you want, you can add your signature only when emails are sent to specific recipients. For example, you can insert it to external emails only because you're going to prepare another signature for internal messages. Or you can exclude a specific language group from getting this signature because you create a copy of this signature in French, German, or any other language. It's really easy. Just use the email address picker to exclude your signature from emails sent to addresses ending with French or German domains or similar. Pretty neat, right? But that's not all. Click Next. Your signature can be added or excluded when specific keywords or phrases are used in the email subject or body. This way, you can finally get rid of those sent from a phone, text signatures inserted by mobile devices, and replace them with fully branded HTML signatures. See how quick it is. Just add a new keyword and type the same phrase that is added by mobile devices used in your organization. Now select the option to search for the phrase in the email body and to remove it from the message. You can add several different phrases to cover all devices. These plain text signatures will be removed and replaced with your new signature instead. Now, by default, the rule is always active, but you can also turn on the scheduler and set the rule to be active only during a custom period. For example, if you plan a winter email marketing campaign with Christmas banners, or you can set it to repeat on specific days or months. The scheduler will help you cover all these scenarios. One last step before you start designing your signature, you need to decide what happens if you have more signature rules. Should other rules be processed after this one? In CodeTwo, rules are processed from top top to bottom. With the default setup here, if this rule is applied, the next rule on the list will not be processed. But if it's not applied, the CodeTwo service will process the rule that follows it. Okay, all the conditions are set up, so it's time to design the email signature for this rule and set up how it appears in email conversations. First, choose if you want to use the same signature for all messages or if you want to have two signatures. One for the first email in the thread and another for all following messages of the same person in the same conversation, which means you will need to design both signatures here. You can also add a signature only to the first email of a specific person in the thread, or you can select custom setup for even more advanced scenarios. But let's assume here that you want to add this signature to every email as long as it meets the conditions you just defined. This option here is selected by default so that plain text emails such as those sent from a phone are automatically converted to HTML to get a fully branded signature if they fall into this rule. Okay, time for the fun part. Your rule is all set up, so it's time to design the signature template. Click here to launch the editor. You haven't created any signature yet, so you'll see our template library first. It's a great place to start because you get plenty of professional signature layouts to choose from. Just click a template to quickly customize it. You can remove the fields you don't need by clicking on them here. And don't worry, you can always add them on your own later. Click Open to load the template into the editor. The editor is very easy to use and does not require any HTML skills, which means you don't have to be an IT person to handle it. And if you are one, you can delegate the design to non-IT people. As you can see, this signature already includes placeholders that will be automatically replaced with the sender's contact information when an email is sent. Click here to see what the signature looks like with real user data. You can also select other people in your organization to preview their contact details. Okay, this signature looks pretty nice already, but let's personalize it some more. You can, for example, add a quick meeting link here that will automatically launch a Teams meeting with the email sender. Let's remove the icon, customize the label, and voila, looking good. If you want to update your social link, like YouTube, just right-click it and select Edit Social Link. Now update your company URL and click OK to save. You can also remove the part with the links to make the signature more compact. Your signature is basically a table, so you can just delete the whole row like this. Oh, and don't forget to replace the default logo with yours. Just click on it and go to the Picture tab to insert another logo from a local file. And the best part is, the logo will be embedded, so it will always be visible to email recipients. They will not have to click download attachments to see it or anything like this. Okay, the signature looks good already, but do you know that you can also add a one-click survey to measure customer satisfaction? Let's quickly show it here. I'm going to go ahead and add a new row first to keep the whole signature design within the table because it works best with all email apps. Now let's type some text and insert the survey just below it by clicking here. I've got a template prepared already, so I'm going to go ahead and insert it now, but it takes just a few clicks to set everything up from scratch and get real-time customer analytics. There will be a link to a tutorial at the end of this video. Okay, so let's check if everything looks okay using the preview. Yep, perfect. When you think the signature is ready, click Apply and Close to save the template and get back to your signature rule. Okay, the rule and the signature are now fully set up. You can go ahead, save and publish the rule, and it will immediately start working in your organization. If you don't want to go live at the moment, just click Save and you'll be able to publish it later. So let's just go ahead and publish the signature rule and bring your email communication to the next level. From now on, any email sent by your organization that meets the conditions of the signature rule you created will automatically get the signature you designed. And CodeTwo is set to insert signatures in the cloud right after an email is sent, so your signatures will be added no matter what devices or email apps you use to send messages from. Pretty cool, right? But when signatures are added in the cloud, some users might still want to make sure their signatures have actually been inserted to their emails. There are two ways to do that. They can preview their cloud signature as they type using our Outlook web add-in, or they can view the email with the signature directly in their Sent Items folder. This requires a simple configuration by a global admin. See the links in the description to learn how to set up both options. If you want CodeTwo to add signatures directly in Outlook as users type, instead of adding them later in the cloud, you need to use Outlook aka client-side signature mode. This mode uses a modern Outlook web add-in that we've developed together with Microsoft. The great thing about the add-in is that it works with Outlook Desktop, Outlook on the web, and with the mobile Outlook apps too. Okay, so let's change the signature mode to start using Outlook signatures. You decided about the signature mode in your organization when you first set up your tenant in the CodeTwo admin panel, but you can change it anytime. To do that, open your tenant settings in CodeTwo admin panel and navigate here. If you want to switch entirely to Outlook signatures, select this mode. Or if you want some users to have signatures in Outlook and others to have signatures added in the cloud, choose the combo mode here. So let's use the combo mode. Apply the changes and you'll see instructions on how to deploy the CodeTwo Outlook add-in. You can also find them in the upper right corner of this video and in the description. Our Signatures web add-in can be automatically deployed from Microsoft 365 Admin Center or App Source, and users don't need to install anything. Once you have the add-in enabled for the people you want, you need to create email signature rules for them. It's the same as before. Open the Signatures app, but here, instead of creating a rule that adds signatures in the cloud, choose this rule type. The configuration is similar to what I presented before. Just remember to specify the right senders. These need to be the people to whom you deployed the Outlook add-in. One important step that's different are the settings here. You can make the add-in insert the signatures automatically to new messages and also to replies and forwards if you want. Signature design is also the same as what I showed earlier. So let's move forward a little bit. Once you have all the steps configured and your signature template is designed, go ahead and publish this rule. Now let's see what happens when a user who meets the conditions of your Outlook rule starts composing a new message in Outlook. Boom! The signature from CodeTwo is automatically added. If you design more signatures for this user, they can be selected by opening the add-in pane from the ribbon. Just click any signature to replace the current one. Easy as 1, 2, 3. These signatures are synchronized with CodeTwo and automatically updated. So any changes that you as a signature rule admin make to your company's signatures will be instantly updated in users' Outlook signatures. So that's basically how CodeTwo email signatures works. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just go ahead and contact us. Our customer success team is there for you 24 hours a day. See the links at the end of this video and in the video description for additional information.